Alright, y'all, so not gonna lie, my hair is a mess. Did I do anything with it? No. But here's the thing, I actually just cut my hair the other day, and it's a bit shorter than I want it to be right now, and I just don't really like it. So we're gonna try to keep it up as much as possible, just because I'm not feeling very confident in my hair length, okay? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is the first of 3 different Valentine's Day looks that I'm going to be doing. The first one is a very, neutral, but still like glamorous, everyday kind of date night look. I know it's like weird to say everyday and date night, but it's still like an everyday thing. Like honestly, I would wear this makeup to like work or school and I don't even care. Like it's glamorous and poppin', but it's still like an everyday, neutral, boring Betty type of vibe. But it's still very pretty and definitely like date night appropriate. So that's what today's look is about. It's a nice halo eye for Valentine's Day. Don't worry, I'm going to be doing more colorful looks here in the next couple of days. Tomorrow I should be getting my Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's Day holiday collection in the mail. So I think I'll film with that tomorrow. But for today we're just going to do this, easy breezy, beautiful, everyday Valentine's Day glam look. I am terrible at coming up with the names for my tutorials, but you see what it's about, you know. So let's just go ahead and jump into the makeup. Okay, so as you can see, I already have one eye that I did off camera just because I wasn't too sure about the technique and the shadows I was going to be using in today's video. So I just did one eye off camera to kind of save time in that aspect, and I really like the way it turned out. It's a nice, cute little halo eye. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to recreate it on this eye. Today I'm going to be using my Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have used this palette so many times on my channel, but it's like literally one of my favorite go-to everyday palettes. Because of all like the neutral to warm tone everyday shadows, I think it's a beautiful palette and I love the color scheme of it. So that's what we're going to be using for today's look. Taking a big fluffy brush like this, I'm going to be first dipping into the shade Orange Soda right there in the palette. It's a really pale, peachy, orangey color. And I'm just dusting that in my crease from inner to outer corner. Since we are doing a halo eye, you want to make sure to get product right in this area as well. I know most of the time we try to focus the product out here and leave the inner half of the lid pretty open, but for today, since it's more of a halo look and we have more dark shadow in the inner corner, you want to make sure you get all the transition shades in that area as well. Alright, so now taking a smaller, more dense, fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Burnt Orange right there in the palette. It's just a darker version of Orange Soda, honestly. And it's a bit more of a neutral tone than it is like a pure orange color. And this is going in the crease as well, but it's going more lower, like right above my lid, and I'm blending it up into that Orange Soda shade. But I'm not going to directly place all that pigment like right up here the way I was with Orange Soda. I'm kind of placing it just a bit lower. And again, just like with Orange Soda, we want to get that burnt orange shade right there in the inner corner as well, just because once again it's a halo eye, so you want to make sure you get all the colors all over the lid and crease area. Alright, so now taking a flat, fluffy packing brush, this is the Morphe M433, we're going to go ahead and mix together the shades Sienna and Rustic, and we're placing that on the direct outer and inner corner of the lid area to start build some shadow and depth in those areas. The area we're trying to avoid is like the direct center of the lid. It's okay if you get shadow there because we are going to cut it with concealer later, so it doesn't really matter, but just try to keep it clean. It's going to be a lot easier later on to cut the crease, or not cut the crease, but cut the halo eye. Taking that more dense fluffy brush from before, I'm going to go back in with Burnt Orange and just blend over top where the Burnt Orange and those other two colors meet. Taking a more tapered, smaller blending brush, this is the Sosu x Kaylee SK04 brush. I'm going to go ahead and mix together the shades Cypress Umber and Mulberry. And that is going on the very outer corner of my eye and the very inner corner of my eye. Alright, so before we add all of the dark shadow to the lid, I want to go ahead and cut the center of my lid with concealer, just because it's going to be easier to blend together with the still like mid-tone shadows on our lid, rather than going in with the dark browns and the blacks and then having to cut the lid. It's going to be a little more messy that way. So we're just going to cut the lid now to make it an easier process for us. I'm taking a very light concealer. This is my ColourPop No Filter concealer in the shade Fair 02. It's not like completely white, but it's pretty damn close. I didn't want to use my white concealer because I just didn't think it was necessary for this look, because it's still like an everyday glam in a sense, so I didn't want to use a white concealer because I thought it would be too harsh. Taking some of that on my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 11 brush. It's like a flat concealer brush. I usually use this to carve out my eyebrows, but today we're going to use it to carve the center of the lid. So I'm going to pick up some of that concealer I'm not gonna grab too much because I'd rather have less product and be able to build it than have a bunch of concealer on my lid and not know what to do with it. So taking a little amount of concealer, and we're gonna place it right there like there's no shadow. Kind of just in that general area. And then we're gonna look up like we normally do. And right there is where we're gonna just cut the lid. And it's okay if you get concealer kind of far in your inner corner because we are going to go ahead and blend the darker shadow in there anyway, so it's going to cover that up once again. So don't worry too much about it, just kind of get the general area nice and clean. Alright, so we're going to let the concealer dry for just a moment because I don't like applying any shadow on top of a super wet base. I want to make sure it's nice and dry just so it's not super patchy looking. So we're going to let it dry for just a moment. And I know it looks super crazy and super bad right now, but it does get better. Like, it gets better. Just trust the process. Okay, so taking that same brush we used to cut the middle of our lid with, I'm going to go ahead and pick up our shimmer shade that's going to go in the center. I'm going to take the shade Glistening right there in the palette. It's like a nice pale gold color. Pick up some of that and spray my brush with it. And we're just going to apply that over top of the concealer. Alright, so now we have that shimmer on our lid. I know it looks like it takes up a lot more space on this side than this side, but trust me, once we go in with those darker shadows in the outer inner corner, they blend together and it does get smaller. And that's why I cut such a gray area of the center of my lid, because I'd rather have too much of the shimmer showing than like not enough and like it's not even a halo eye. It's kind of just pointless. So I cut quite a bit of that area for that purpose because I knew later on I was going to go back in and blend, and I just want it to be, you know, as easy as possible. I'm going to go ahead and take this Luxie 131 mini angled brush. It's just a nice packing but still fluffy brush. And I'm going to go back in with Mulberry and Cypress Umber. And I'm going to blend my outer corner and gently blend the edges where that shimmer shadow is. The same thing in the inner corner here. Taking that more angled fluffy brush once again, this is once again the Sosu x Kaylee SK04 brush. I'm going to mix together Cypress Umber and Noir. And I'm only placing this in the outer corner of my eye. I don't want to have that super dark black shadow in my inner corner because I feel like that's just a bit too harsh. Okay, so here's what we have so far. It's a little messy, so I'm going to go ahead and try to clean it up a bit more. I'm going to take Burnt Orange once again and reapply that to my crease area with that same dense fluffy brush just to kind of help blend it a little more. I'm going to go ahead and just reapply that shimmer shade in the center because we did lose that with all of the blending. So this whole look is about building and reapplying, building, blending, and reapplying, building, blending, and reapplying. I do want to clean up my brow bone area a little bit, so I'm going to take this bone matte shade called Tempera, and I'm just going to place that on my brow bone, kind of blend it downwards to clean up the shadow. Okay, and then to add just a bit of a pop to the center of my lid even more, I'm going to take the ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Counting Sheep. It's a very pretty and blinding highlight, and it does have a gold base to it, so it really complements this look. Just taking my finger. Please don't judge my nail polish, by the way. I know I need to redo it. I'm just being lazy. Okay, so now that all the eyeshadow is done on the top lid, let's make this a little more glam by doing some liner. I'm not going to do a wing just because I really wasn't feeling it with a halo eye. I think halo eyes look much better with either no liner or just straight across eyeliner. So that's what we're going to do today. I have my Gerard Cosmetics liquid liner, and I'm just going to do a teeny tiny line across my upper lash line. Alright, so now we're going to take our Lily lashes in the style, I think, Glitchy Glam. I swore they were NYC when I bought them, but now I think they're called Glitchy Glam. So I'm not too sure, but they're just really pretty, really glam and dramatic eyelashes, as you can see. They are faux mink as well, like they're not real mink, so no animals were harmed in the making of these eyelashes. Let me tell y'all something. These eyelashes were not cheap. I think they were $26, and I don't ever spend that kind of money on eyelashes because I just don't. I think drugstore ones, or like lower cost ones anyways, work just the same, but I mean, these are freaking beautiful, so I might be on the Lily Lashes train now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish applying this eyelash. Right now it's kind of just hang on by a thread. I'm going to go ahead and do the eyelash off camera. I'm going to do my base makeup off camera too, like my concealer, foundation, and powder. And I'm going to come back on and do like my bronzer, blush, lower lash line, and lipstick, just because I think it's boring to watch somebody pound foundation into their skin, to be honest. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just got done doing my base makeup off camera. I will of course link and list everything I used down below today, just in case you're curious on what foundation or anything like that I used. They listed down below. I just didn't want to do it on camera because it takes so much time and it's literally so boring to watch. So let's just go ahead and move along. Okay, so for my bronzer today, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil bronzer. This is a new bronzer from Wet n Wild. They just launched it not that long ago, and I just picked it up from Walmart about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I want to say. It's a really nice bronzer. I don't know if I like this color in particular. I usually go pretty ham with my bronzer, and this is kind of light, so I don't really know if I care for it. It's a nice, like, transition bronzer, though. Like, I'm going to go ahead and use a different bronzer today as well, like, on top of this one, but it's still a nice bronzer. I don't know. I don't know if I like the color of it. The formula is nice, though. Alright, and then to, like, contour kind of today, I'm going to take my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. It's just slightly darker than this one, and it's going to add more depth and even more color to my face than before. I'm also going to use this to contour my nose as well. Alright, so now that we are bronzed and looking better than we were before, looking a little ghostly before, I'm going to go ahead and start to carve out my cheekbone. Hello. I'm going to go ahead and carve out my cheekbones and nose contour because my nose contour looks a little much. So I'm going to take some loose powder and just clean that up like I always do. Okay, and then for blush today, I'm going to use my Essence Peachy Bean powder palette. I'm going to mix these two blush shades together. And I'm taking that on my Luxie 514 blush brush. I'm really bad about telling you guys what brushes I'm using. Like, I'll do it like every now and then I forget to do it for another one. So if you have any questions about what brush I'm using, just ask me down below and I'll tell you. I literally I forget. Okay, and then before we move on to our lower lash line and finish off this eye look, I'm going to go ahead and run some brow gel through my brow hairs. This is my Joha Brow Dynamy Brow Gel. Oh, I was going to put hoop earrings in. Let's just pretend I had these in for the whole video because I was supposed to. Alright, so now we're going to jump back into our Soft Glam palette and we're going to pick up that first shade that we went with, Orange Soda, on a like small tapered blending brush for our lower lash line. And this is just going to go from inner to outer corner. Okay, same blending brush, we're going to now grab Burnt Orange. And same thing as before, just going from inner to outer corner. Okay, and then taking this small like smudger pencil brush, I'm going to go ahead and mix together Cypress Umber and Mulberry, and I'm just going to put this on the upper part of my lash line, or the upper part of my lower lash line. That's what I meant. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the eyeshadow like that. I don't want to make it too smoky because my eyes are super watery and it'll just be a mess by the end of the night if I go any more heavy on the lower lash line. So I'm going to leave it the way it is, and I like the way it looks. I think it looks really pretty like the way it is. So I am going to go ahead and add some liner to my waterline. This is the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Swerve. Just a black liner just to add a bit more depth. Okay, I'm just going to apply some mascara to my lower lash line. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just dust away my bakage now that's along my nose and cheekbones. Okay, so before I go on with highlighter, I am going to spray my face with my Gerard Cosmetics setting spray in the smell of cucumber. You can use code AllysonB for 30% off if you're feeling it. If not, it's alright. Okay, and then for highlight today, I am going to go in with my ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Counting Sheep. It's such a beautiful freaking shade. I love it. I'm going to try it with a brush first. I don't usually like how these apply with the brush, but I'm just feeling frisky today. Really pretty with a blush. Brush? Wow. English words. I don't know them. It's actually really pretty with a brush still. I usually always use my finger or a sponge, but a brush works, man. I'm actually going to use this in my inner corners as well, just because I feel like my eyes just need a little bit more of a pop. And then for lipstick today, I'm just going to be a boring Betty and use a nude liquid lipstick. This is the Smashbox liquid lipstick in the shade Fair Game. Alright, now that our makeup is complete, I'm going to go ahead and spray my face one more time with that same cucumber setting spray. Okay guys, and that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this very glam and boring and neutral everyday Everyday Valentine's Day. Okay guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video on this halo eye for Valentine's Day. You could of course, you know, change this up any way you want to. If you want to do like a pink or purple or red eye look, or use a pink or purple, you know, lipstick to make this more like Valentine's Day themed. You could of course do that. I just wanted my first Valentine's Day tutorial of the year to be more of a neutral, everyday, kind of glam look, but still like, you know, pretty and like you could wear on your date night, and it's still just, it's universal and elegant looking, and I think it's really, really pretty and would flatter a lot of different people. And I've also never done like a halo eye tutorial on my channel before. I don't really do them a ton because I just think for my eye shape personally, halo eyes aren't the prettiest. I think if you have bigger eyes than me, this would be beautiful on you. But even if you have small eyes, I mean, I've still made it work. It's just like not my favorite. I prefer more of like a half cut crease, smoky outer corner vibe, but that's just me. But yes, if you enjoyed today's tutorial, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your Valentine's Day plans. Are you going out with your hubby or boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other of any kind? Me personally, I am single Susie, so I'm going to be at home in my bed watching The Office. Probably eating things that are bad for me. Even though I'm trying to get fit and trying to be skinnier. Not skinnier, but like healthier looking, you know. Valentine's Day might be my cheat day because I'm going to be super sad and super single, so I might have to just eat some pizza in bed and just be sad. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.